see how much steam this Visage picks up. I think that's the big, like, key component for this KBU lineup, because he kind of brings the Razor physical plus the puck lockdown together with the aura and the sustained damage in the fight. Otherwise, I feel like Exorcism plus the Gemini, like the bug going through, Pudge just sitting there being tanky is going to become pretty obnoxious pretty fast.
All right. Yeah. Good smoke out. They actually stopped Annihilate. I feel like almost pucks are like a free D ward nowadays. It just became this trend last patch. Every puck would orb out to lane to get a ward on the enemy side of the river. And because they always did that, you always knew you could place a sentry there. But the cut actually smoke out aggressively, just run straight down the middle lane. And Annihilate was not actually able to get a ward on the other side of the river. So no mid vision just yet, which may make them a bit skittish for going for bounty runes. Very quickly, predictions. What do you got? I got Scourge McDuck for least deaths.
Yeah, that one sounds pretty good.
26 to 35, number of player deaths by 25 minutes. I'm hoping it's a brawling game. I hope
I'm
it's not a repeat of
less.
last series. Oh,
I'm going less than that, but we'll see. I've been wrong every time. So
first player to get 50 last hits.
Shaggy for sure.
Oh,
not
I
even
win
a
Shaggy
contest.
too, and no tower will be denied.
Yeah, I always know.
That's a bit of all.
Yeah, I feel like
no, not rune split 3.
All
3
right.
for the cut. Scooping it up here.
And what it is,
That helps.
It's not being able to place that mid ward. Ryan Highlight,
Yeah, I mean, they had decent vision. Decent vision on the runes and reap the reward. Definitely nice versus like some of these side laners. Visage Razor, if you get the extra gold, can win the early levels a little bit harder. Catapults you to those big level timings like 3 and 4, abuse them more. Small things add up.
Alright, we're watching the mid matchup right now, but we can see both of our side lanes, Death Prophet Hoodwink versus Razor Dazzles. That's not a clear matchup where Razor would normally dominate. I would say, but Plasma Field should be pretty effective there. A bottom lane matchup of the Weaver plus Clockwork versus Marcy Visage, which is definitely a dangerous lane around that level 2, level 3 area, though I imagine once you get level 5 on Weaver, it starts feeling fine again. Or maybe even just 4. Even just having 1 point of every ability could probably mean a lot.
I think maybe you can get a bug kill trade in the 2 to 4 range, but otherwise, I feel like I'd be pretty happy playing Marcy Visage. I think Clock is just so bad versus these Visage lanes. Like, you don't have much armor. You go in, you trade with Battery, and then he just assumptions you back, and you question your life. It's it's just sad. And then basically, if you don't abuse Visage early, he kind of gets away with, the crime of his life. So I don't know. I hate playing Clock into Visage lanes. It's pretty miserable. I think I'd be surprised if Sunlight doesn't have a pretty good time down here.
Which may just mean that Jubei tries to just give solo experience to Scourge as much as possible.
Yeah, you can just like play for pulls, maybe kill them on the side with a good bug at some point. That's pretty much what I would do. I actually wouldn't even try and trade too much early. I think it's like not even worth it. Unless you get the first blood, but it's too unreliable, I think. He'll have some stick charges. He has Fairy Fire. Makes it difficult to guarantee. What's happening
picked up already for the Shagman, so he is definitely ahead in that regard. Is way ahead in CS over Annihilate.
Yeah, man, he's putting this matchup to the maximum here. We're seeing the true Shagman potential. Almost doubling him up.
I mean, this is a guy, he does like playing some just fun heroes, and so he's played a fair amount of Pudge, that's for certain.
Yes, he has lost me many points in ranked games. So the training has been good.
Well, the bottom lane goes well for KBU, and I feel like the Dazzle might actually win top as well. And if Shaggy is dominating that mid matchup, it's kind of looking like, to me, the cut is going to be able to, is going to be relying on Shaggy to win this mid matchup because they're going to lose out on the side lanes.
In theory, but they're actually doing pretty decent. Like, Lil Nick is free farming. And I think bottom lane is going to be the hardest for the cut, but SMD is doing all right. He's not really getting pressured too much. They haven't been able to land a huge amount of combos on him. And as you said, yeah, maybe it comes down to Shaggy destroying mid, but he's doing pretty well. He's literally doubling up the CS here.
Yeah.
Counts for something.
Oh, it certainly does. And Pudge also has that inherent rune control thanks to the hook. That's really good at being able to stall out Puck's, usual aggression that you see if he starts collecting a bunch of power runes.
Yeah,
So,
we'll get both water runes here.
And Jubei also doesn't really have much of a place, as he said. That lane is really tough for him, so he could probably be free to roam for these rune spawns like he does at the 4 minutes.
Every time he roams, they can punish the Weaver. SMD loses half his HP. And the wave is pushed pretty far up, so they need to pull here. They need to get it back. Something, or Weaver's life is going to get very hard. I mean, he only has 10 CS. He's definitely the one struggling the most. He hasn't had to buy a lot of regen. It's the one saving grace. He's not happy here. And yeah, even more damage his way.
Oh, Acorn bounces back into Chen is his name for anybody who missed this. His actual full name is translated from Chinese is Soaring Dragon, Rising Phoenix of the Sun. Did I get that right?
You did. I'm glad you
Nice.
remembered.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. And he's going to be their first blood. B-God collects that one. Somebody who you do not want to give first blood to. B-God is known for mostly his Skywrath mage, but really any big damage dealing 4 position, he plays pretty damn well. He knows how to play these backline glass cannon supports.
Yeah, he likes slaying people. Let his team go in and die, and then he'll clean it all up.
It is kind of his game plan, yeah. Shaggy
getting
rotation from
poisoned.
Chen off of that death. He TP's mid, refills the bottle, and we'll see if he sticks around for the 6-minute rune or not.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Pretty quiet game so
Oh, he
far.
got his member off of killing the catapult with the hook. Can B-God get here in time? He does not. He does not get there fast enough to be able to hit the bushwhack afterwards, so little sad there. 6-minute power rune coming up, very important, especially with how low Shaggy is right now.
Yeah, you can hook it though.
He's got a hook. He's going to throw it out. He actually
yeah.
does get the rune. And
It's a
he's
haste.
going to pop that rune to immediately run down the dazzle. So poor old Chen, he doesn't get either one.
Well, that
Bottom
was
lane
a
though, Scourge McDuck
nice
is
rune.
in some trouble. Shukuchi, they caught him. They caught him on cooldown, so he is going to die. That's going to be the trade-off here. Feels like maybe that mid lane goes really well, but we'll see how Scourge McDuck recovers from a rough lane. I mean, Weaver's not the best recovery hero.
No, he's gonna have to fight his way back in this game at some point, or just like rat out some side lane if they get early towers off Exorcism. It's another way he can just come back in this game. I mean, the big question is, what are they gonna do with this Exo when they get it? They're about a level off, and does Shaggy just want to keep farming mid, or does he want to try and like move around and help this DP use his ult? How many numbers are they gonna bring? Does KBU respond to this ult by bringing everybody as well? Realm just TPing out at top.
Yeah, he realized he was in some trouble there. Used his static length, they broke it, and then Nick. That's the advantage of Death Prophet, is you've got actual charges to your close range ability. Shaggy, just dismembering Annihilate off cooldown, pretty much. Just trying to keep the pressure on him as much as possible. And it is forcing a lot of attention to mid lane. We'll see if he dies to this bit of attention, as Annihilate does still have the coil, so it should be pretty easy.
No passive. Just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Level 3 rebound already, too. So that's the benefit of that lane bottom going well for them. Marcy's pretty strong on the rotation, and level 5 Visage just fighting it up under his tower.
Oh, do they have Shallow Grave? They don't. He went for the 201 build, so did not have Shallow Grave to bail out his Visage there, which is a bit of a shame. He might have lived otherwise.
It's not the worst in the world. I mean, you'd rather get the XP before, but pretty nice for Dazzle's game. He gets to catch up a lot now. Gets the solo XP for the kill, plus a full wave, almost to level 5. This is a hero you want the levels on, too.
Yeah,
He was
for
having
sure.
a rough one.
Power Rune gets picked up by the puck, but it was Shaggy sought. It's Illusion Rune. Nothing major that you can really make moves with.
Could confuse Shaggy, though. Never know.
Yeah, good. Could be Shaggy dying from it out of the game. Nope, Marcy's gonna run back to top. So
Here's the Exo.
there's the Exo. Realm needs some help here. Gets the static link, keeping it in range for a little bit. Trains a moderate amount of damage.
Oh, are they gonna try and push with this? I mean, a little awkward now, but I feel like you have to.
That's going to be
careful.
even more awkward if Warden. Oh,
Missed
no,
the
he
rebound.
missed it. He needed to be able to land that stun against Nick. Now Nick is back up to full health. Realm trying to keep his distance with the plasma field, slowing him down. Warden's going to be caught by Jubei at the same time with a two-man coil going out, but no damage behind it right now. Jubei able to finish out that kill on the Marcy, and B-God and Little Nick just sat inside the coil, chilling.
Well, maybe not the best exorcism I've ever seen. I guess it kind of gets the job done, though. They get a kill, force the puck TP, force the coil, Razor, basically forced to walk back to Fountain. Pretty sad for him.
Yeah.
And they end up getting half the tower, at least. Well, that's not the worst. You get earn charges as well. Little Nick's having a pretty good game, top of the board. He's been having a pretty good tournament so far overall. I feel like he always has the best early game on this team.
Yes, he does.
They prioritize him pretty nicely, so putting their faith in the man. Will
Yeah,
get
bit
ganked
of
up
a
here.
difference from what happened with the previous cut roster, where we had Rogix, who was always having the worst laning phase of everybody on the cut, and
Yeah.
and that wasn't necessarily his fault. It just B-God very often left him alone in lanes, so it does seem like not just a change of player, but a change of philosophy for the cut.
Yeah, maybe deprioritizing Shaggy a little, you know? Which I think has been rough for him in some of the games, like some of these rune contests and stuff. I was glad to see them help him fight the runes this time around. Because again, he had the favorable matchup. He was winning it pretty hard. So in those circumstances, you don't want to just leave your mid on an island or let him get ganked too much. I think sometimes they just throw Shaggy to the wolves.
And this smoke sets up for a really nice rotation. They leave the Clockwork mid. He gets a chance to get
beautiful.
solo experience, get the level 6, which is all important, and Shaggy collects a kill on Realm.
Yeah,
Oh,
Arcane Rune
Scourge
as well.
McDuck hit by the Discourse. Oh, they can't grab him. Oh, no. Still going to be hitting with the Visage Familiars, but he's going to live for too long
This is
now.
not a play.
Did he hit the hook? It's going to be a late TP in. Shaggy throws it out. Ooh, it was the puck, and that's a phase shift. What
that's a
hit
massive
there.
stun.
Rebound out from Warden. Lands, almost breaks the coil onto Shaggy.
Nobody's
Shaggy
dying.
getting low, but he does manage to get off his ultimate. Everybody gets low on the side of Cut, but nobody quite falls.
Under attack.
Damn. Looks so good, but Pudge just too tanky, man.
Yeah.
Arcane Rune helps him get passive. TP down there. Not even punished. He had the early hood as well. Ooh.
I
Fat
mean,
man.
that coil was super close to snapping, though. That Marcy,
yeah.
the Dispos trying to pull him back, and it was really close. If he snaps it, Shaggy probably dies.
Man, Shaggy had a little less girth on him.
Yeah.
Might have snapped that bad boy, but Pudge just soaking it up. Decent fight for them. Defends the safe lane tower versus the Visage push dive that was trying to come out here. Gonna set him back. I mean, it's really hurting Realm's game. He's been forced out of top. He gets forced out of this. It's like he's fallen pretty far behind. And meanwhile, Little Nick just takes top during all of that. Falcon Blade online. He's cruising. Very fast build here. A lot of mana regen early. He can shove waves and play very aggressive. Shaggy.
Gets silenced, but he's still in range. He is going to be able to get the ultimate off.
Is under attack.
See if they can trade supports here, as Rebound's just not going to be up in time. He is going to take a lot of damage from this Witchblade. Annihilate actually ignoring the Pudge. Snaps the coil with the hook. Lil Nick
I don't
is
know about
here.
that.
He gets a silence out. That's a pretty nice one, but Lil Nick turns it right back around on Annihilate, and they'll get the counter kill. So well worth it. And if they could get Chen on top of that one, trying to run him down with the Rot, it's actually really fast. How is he staying ahead of this?
I don't know, but he's definitely outfooting him.
Wow. Scourge McDuck will get the kill, which is very much needed. I mean, he, during that period of time, got the kill onto Sunlight, and he picks up that last hit on Dazzle as well, so his game is back. He's now second in network.
Nah, he's totally back. He's cruising now. Just rushes the Maelstrom, puts it to use. Solo kill, level 10.5 now. These cut cores are having very good games, man. They're all super high level, super farmed. Having the time of their life.
Big rotations coming in from KBU. They brought a lot of heroes to this mid lane, and it has to pay off at a kill, and it does. Nick does fall. But I don't think they can hit a tower at all, that's for certain. Yeah, you could see they immediately just back out, re-smoke, now to bottom lane.
I mean, Visage is their only hero that can follow up on these kills to open up the map and convert. So it's not a bad idea to go to him. The Weaver kill is going to be pretty hard, though.
It is going to be hard.
Oh, they have
but if
coil
Scourge
and silence.
McTuck, if he overextends himself,
Yeah, he's far
got
out.
the coil. Hook shot, trying to intercept. Jubei pushes him back with the Kongs. They do what they can. The silence is out onto the Weaver. The damage is too much. Won't be able to get off the ultimate, and Jubei will die as well. So that re-smoke actually works really nicely, but if Realm gets caught in the mid lane, which the Bushwhack was just a sliver away from being able to land. If it lands, Realm's dead, and that big rotation to bottom looks a lot worse.
And now they're going to have to push this tower the hard way.
Radiant structures
Try and get some value out of this Exo. They might just get it here. No defense coming up. No TP,
Maybe.
and Puck cools on cooldown, so
Radiant's bottom tower has
Cut making the most out of the disaster bottom, keeping their advantage in this game, and more importantly, this Pudge is still snowballing. Like, he's highest net worth, he has another Arcane Rune, he has Blink flying out. This is the hero to play around right now, especially when Exo's on cooldown. Just start blinking and killing people. Make sure you don't overextend, though.
is under attack.
Yeah. He has an additional 10 strength. So his flesh heap has been snowballing quite a bit now with his blink dagger. I Annihilate might be the first victim of that.
They're eyeing
Warren
him
is
up
going to
on
be
that
able to
ward.
spot them both, yeah. So they're not going
There's
to get it.
a lot of wards here, actually. What the hell?
Yeah, there is.
And they missed them all somehow.
Dire's top tower.
You know, happens to the best of us.
1 century is worth so much there.
Are scanning.
Yeah, it really is.
The double observer ward. Oh, man.
Oh, this is Wraithback done for Visage. So this is kind of like go time in terms of the skirmishing. They also have Witchblade on Puck. KBU really wants to fight somewhere. But
Just
they might
goes
just lose
for it.
Realm.
Sunlight turns around, fights against this with the Wraith Pact. Shaggy did not anticipate the extra heroes coming into play, and he baits Jubei into a rough death. But as you said, Realm did die at the exact same time. So it is still trade. I mean, still keeping the Razor down is pretty important for the cut, I would say.
Yes, it's very nice because he is the hero that has to come in and like clean these heroes up eventually. At some point, they're just too tanky and they're going to need his physical. So the more his game gets slowed down, the rougher it's going to be for KBU to push into that later portion of the mid game. Probably still okay with that trade, but it doesn't feel great. You also have to start thinking about if they hit level 2 Exorcism, which he's a level off, that Roche opens up a lot more. And this Roche might be annoying to contest. Like, you can bug it, you can exo it. If you have BKB on Death Prophet, you're just going to have to run into her, and they don't have the best to just burst her through a BKB. So
Yeah, no,
it
that-
might
that
be
doesn't sound
KBU.
great.
They have to think about that objective coming up, how they want to try and contest it. Play around it, control the vision, get to BKB on Razor, super important here. Jubei doesn't want to give him any space. Says, come here,
They hit the
boy.
hook shot. Kongs push back into the dismember. Oh, actually, Puck intercepts the shot there from the hoodwink. The Dazzle's still dead. Just made me worry for a second that I Annihilate would get himself caught. Nice bushwhack. Actually gets Warden. They get a nice D-ward in. Throw out a blind hook. Just see what you can get, Shaggy.
Took it for Mr. President. The president still went down, so... What a
And
boy,
Nick,
though, man. What a boy.
He was able to free farm that entire time, so we will have the BKB and just a few more, just another minute or so, he will have that level 2 exorcism, and then, I mean, we'll see whether or not Cut makes the same read as you do, but
I mean,
the
I
way
just
you're
saw the
describing
pings.
It looks free.
He pinged the big camp and he pinged Roche.
Yeah.
100%. Give me this camp. I have level 12. Let's go, boys. It's coming. I think this is the right read of the game. I think this Roche contest is... It's doable, but it's not going to be pretty because, again, your Razor does not have BKB. He's desperately trying to farm it up. Those pickoffs on him adding up. Free Roche here.
Yeah, his timing is just all wrong. Like, he has the BKB flying out to him now, but it's too late. Roshan's dead, so an Aegis for Scourge McDuck.
Yep. I almost wonder if you give it to Pudge in this type of game, but I know it's always difficult. Like, these carries that do so much damage, really love having. I mean, Weaver's a great Aegis carrier, too.
It's also your best hero to go to the back line and hunt down that Dazzle, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'd probably give it to Weaver here. I always just like thinking about it, because I think sometimes teams default too much. But it also lets him do things like this. Like, he's just solo taking a top tier 2, and the rest of the team doesn't even have to be there. This is super high value right now.
All right, tier 2 at 19 minutes, 5,000 net worth lead for the cut, and they still got plenty of scaling to do. Meanwhile, KBU, they smoke up, trying to make this BKB work for them in an opening team fight, but they're not quite finding it. This tier 1 tower being in their way, they're not going to be able to find anything here, I think. The cut have been sufficiently spooked. They're just AFK underneath their tower, no problem.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to just run into this. It depends how much you trust in this Visage Wraith Pack drum. Like, is it going to give you the damage to cut through the Pudge passive? There's an Aegis on the Weaver as well right now, and he's very happy to fight. This is not what you want to have happening.
The team is so far away. They're going to get here now. They get the shot onto the Visage. He's going to turn around, throw the damage out.
Shaggy's dead.
The Pudge is dead, and it looks like Jubei may fall as well. Sunlight is going to probably die here to the Weaver and should be able to get out with his BKB. He's got to fly away. Meanwhile, Nick, Nick got chased down by Realm. Looks like it's the Cut who have seriously misjudged things. Even though they didn't get caught by the team fight, they actively chose to take one. And to be honest, I thought they had the right idea. Scourge McDuck actually using his ultimate there to keep the Aegis alive. That is a risky move, because if he gets caught here, he is very much going to regret not having his time lapse anymore.
Yeah, they can rebound stun him here.
Rebound stun, perfectly timed. Do they have detection? They do. And he's dead. Dead, killed twice. Man, that Visage was really far forward, but he did not die easy.
No,
Mid
that
lane,
Pudge just
Realm.
melted.
Oh no, they just had a huge win on the side of KBU. You cannot afford to be giving away kills like that.
Well, if you're going to die, die with style. Yes, you know,
Yeah, what style was that? It looked
with
to me like he was
BKB
just
on cooldown.
tied up to a tree and took a beating, that's all.
I mean, I'm surprised Shaggy died that fast. I
Yeah,
feel
me
like
too,
he
actually.
was also surprised. Like, I don't know if maybe the passive didn't go off at the right time or something, but I feel like if they go in there with Pudge passive, a big, swarm comes through, and then DP just BKB ults in, that part just wasn't synchronized, right? They didn't have all three of that together. I think if all three of that happens, they can run that fight over, but ended up just, like, Pudge goes in, clocks there, and then it's like a 2v4 for a while. They get to turn around with the Visage and all his spells and auras. A bit disjointed. It'll cost them a decent amount here. They lose Aegis for a lost fight. Lose the tier 2 as well, so now they have to trade outposts. Pretty sad sequence of events for the cut, and every little fight you feed to this Razor, he is the real powerhouse in this game. Like, at some point, I think he does take it over. We've seen this hero in the late game. It's absolutely bonkers.
He was maybe on his way to do that until he got picked off in mid lane, so now he's still lowest net worth in the game, but they will get the mid tower. That'll help things a little bit, though it's the Visage who gets the last hit. I almost feel like I'm looking at the Visage as the big timing carry at this point. I feel like the level 15 talent is probably a pretty big window for him.
He's working towards it. He's also working towards the AC. Yeah, he is their highest net worth hero. I mean, this hero can carry the game for a long time. Like, he has very nice power spikes. I just don't think in the very late game he doesn't put you over the edge. Like, he needs someone else to do it, I think.
We don't have like a clear hardcore late game carry in this game. Which team do you favor in that regard?
I think Razor is that. If we're talking pure 6-slot heroes, like, this hero's absolutely bonkers in a late game scenario. I don't think much is touching him if his team's alive. Like, he can get Dazzle Graved and the Visage auras. If he gets to, like, Refresher, I guess AC's on Visage, so Refresher, Shiva's, BKB, I don't know, Lincoln's. I mean, whatever this guy wants, he's going to be a monster. with double Eye of the Storm, because there's not a lot of natural armor building for the cut. Only Shiva's on this DP. She's rushing here, and Scourge
BKB
gonna have
turns
to
and fights. Warden. Ooh,
That was a nice hook shot.
in. That actually went through the Dazzle. He's going to lock down that Dazzle. Meanwhile, the Punch got it in there. Nice. Got a good hit with the Dismember. Controlled up 2. Gets a hook back in onto the Dazzle as well. Very nice. A 1-for-3 exchange to the favor of the cut. Was them expending some big ultimates. They used their BKBs. They used their Exorcism, but well worth it.
Yeah, more than happy to do so. And that's the fight coming together. You get the Swarm, you get the DP just running in, the Pudge running in, being able to lock down one of the heroes instantly, and then beautiful hook shot just hits them all, splits up the fight into 2-man bushwhack. Can't ask for anything better. Yeah, Weaver just... That's the free fight that Scourge McDuck wanted bottom that he didn't get.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
And Shaggy is now going to be able to get a BKB complete, so that'll seriously add to the tankiness of the Pudge. The physical damage is still a problem for him, but now he can pop BKB and dismember somebody, and the heal will help him stay a lot tankier when he jumps in for these fights.
Yeah, the BKBs are pretty strong here. There's not a lot that does anything through them. That's another reason why slowing down the Razor was so valuable. Like, he's the big punch through the BKBs that lets him take that sustained physical team fight. If he's behind, you don't get that as much. And he's fallen a decent ways behind here. Like, one more team fight, and suddenly he might not be able to man up and give him that punch with the refresher that he's rushing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Big timing question here, especially with the next Roshan coming up in the next 5 minutes or so. You have to hit this refresher on Razor for that fight, which might mean you get something else on the map here. See what they try and force. Looking at this top tower, kind of a scary push.
Yeah, Scourge, meanwhile, is... I mean, the cut as a whole, both Lil Nick and Scourge are getting some good split push time in the other lanes. So they're going to put some pressure out there. But it does look like KBU is going to be given that tower for free.
Oh, we'll claim it. So this helps Razor get to that window. It's now only, 1,400 off or so.
Scourge got bottom tower for free, though, so it's no contest on either side. So that means the cut still hold an 8,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, and they have some nice support items as well. Like, they got this shard on the Hoodwink. He has Aether Veil. A lot of extra spell amp coming through, especially on the single target burst. You boomerang someone up, you veil them. Sharpshooter, you're gone if you're not spell immune, which there's only one BKB on this KBU side, so he's gonna have free reign with his spells for a long time in this game.
They really want to catch this puck. He's only died once in this game, and it will add a second death to him. Now the jetpack forward, trying to get vision of anybody here. They spot Realm. They get him inside the cogs too. Oh, Shaggy just jumps right for it. Instant dismember. Even with the BKB up, it doesn't matter. The Exorcism physical damage will cut that Razor down pretty easily. Lil Nick looking for even more. Nice little use there of the Tumbler's Toy to break the Spirit Siphon, but he's still gonna die. Get off a shallow grave, try and delay his own death as long as possible. But a Crypt Swarm. Oh, the hook shot, it catches him. It doesn't hit the Visage, but it catches Warden, turns around, pops the BKB, but the Dismember, it's going to waste a lot of that BKB timing. Warden is ultimately able to run away, but now the Visage has been caught in the bushwhack. That's going to force the Marcy to come back into play. The two-man silence is out there. Scourge McDuck throws his damage where he can, but the Warden will not fall from that last couple of swings.
How did nobody die in that, man? The hell?
I don't know.
Marcy and Pudge whacking each other, and then they agreed to a peace deal, and they all both went their ways. All right, good fight, sir. I'll see you on the morrow.
Well, apparently Nick is going to get picked off, or will he? Bushwhack stalls things up a little bit. He starts getting out the Spirit Siphon. Oh, the hook comes in. Maybe that wasn't the save that he wanted, though, because they were all getting low. Inside of the cogs, though, is 2. Realm's going to get burned out first. And now with the Visage coming back from Stone Form, straight into the Dismember for him. They do the silence. They try and help him out. They throw all the spells, all the stunts they can. But this Pudge will not relent. Or maybe he will. Hook goes out. Sidestep by Sunlight. MMR Tourist getting away. And the Acorn shot will not finish him off either. But the cut I almost feel like that would have been even better if the hook had not hit Nick. Nick was doing all right for himself.
Yeah, he was holding his ground. I mean, he was TPing out too, so can't really blame Shaggy for that one. It was a better hook shot in a way though. Like caught both of them, finished off the Razor. Another death for this Razor, man. You just cannot get to this refresher. Super delayed now. I mean, now you're 6k behind this Weaver, who's gonna have a Scotty and a DD rune. Roshan up. This is not a contestable Rosh. Again, Cut probably just gonna claim it for free, and that's a shard. Going to somebody here, which could be that Pudge save. Could be DP Siphon Fear. Also pretty nice this game.
I feel like the Siphon Fear is like one of the number one shards that you get from Roshan. It's just too powerful.
Yeah, even the extra charge is just nice. They're going to give it to him, it looks like. Aegis to SMD here. Full Scotty completed. Level 21. Got that extra Geminate attack damage. I know Weaver players love this talent. Especially if you get to 25, then you get the +1, and then you're just absolutely one-shotting supports, so...
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a Quiver on top of it. I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting now.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to me. I'm not a big Weaver player. I only really played it when it was run as support or with like the Aghanims builds. But it is interesting how like these, because of the bugs and how strong they are, plus these talents, you really don't need to go a damage build on the Weaver, right? You don't need to go like some like burst dataless type build up. Every single time I see Scourge McDuck, his only real damage item is usually a Maelstrom, and he just gets a lot of stat items. Like the Scotty is the biggest one.
Yeah, just survive the damage, let the Swarm do the work, let your talents do the work, and just be super obnoxious. And just win the long fight. You know, you don't always... Like, this isn't a carry that necessarily needs to burst people to be able to take that long fight if you itemize like this. I mean, he has a good lineup to do it as well. I think Pudge and DP are happy to take the extended fight. As long as you get a second Flesh Heap off, you're super happy. Exo with Siphons, I mean, DP's happy to go to town the whole time, so... Itemization makes sense. It's all lining up here. Just a question of now, can KBU get something off this Razor Refresher, which is finally done?
Well,
Have to find something.
They're going to try and kill Jubei first, which Jubei doesn't live. He gets off the... Okay, doesn't get off the hook shot. Meanwhile, Shaggy, he tried to go for the Dismember play, but it looks like Realm is just too strong. This time around, he got off the Eye of the Lightning. He got off a full static link with the double eye going to work. He is decimating all of the cuts. They thought they could fight into that Razor, but Realm, he got all of his abilities off first this time, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, he just charged in, insta-popped everything. Double Eye of the Storm, shredded them all. I mean, look at the damage. 5,000 damage. No one else is even close to him here. This is the power of Refresher Razor, man. He's going to destroy you in this game. It's only really the Shivas helping you out, and it doesn't count for much when you're just sitting under for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Catching the cut a little off guard. I don't think they were ready for it. I think they should have been thinking about it, but maybe also just underestimating how strong this build is on this hero.
I mean, really is the only way for them to win a fight, right? Is Realm just getting in there. Scourge McDuck shows he's got the damage to deal with the Razor. He just needs the rest of his team not to challenge the Razor is apparently the problem. Pops the BKB inside of the coil. He's still got a time lapse. He's going to fight for this. He does not have the damage, though, to kill Warden before he leaves. So he just gets out.
Yeah. What a Chad play right there, dude. Just solo kills him from full under his own tier 2. Whole team is up. I respect that. That's a, you know.
And put the Razor in his place. He's like, you know, hey, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Yeah. You killed the rest of my team, but reminder that I am ahead of you by a significant amount in net worth. A good 5.5K.
I mean, it helps when, you know, there's no Eye of the Storms and no Link to come out. You know, that helps a little bit too, but definitely gave him the love tap there. Just said, hey, I'm still the big bad boy in this game. Don't forget it, son.
He is. He is indeed. And I was going to say the Satanic is usually the follow-up for him after Scotty. I was wondering if he was going to change it up here at all, because I feel like he's certainly tanky enough. But no, he's still going the Satanic. Doesn't change the item build, which I feel like he never does.
No, he just changed it. Daedalus. Gotcha.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I believe in that. I'm with him on this. Just go the pure damage. You have
I think
tanked up
Daedalus-
enough.
Daedalus looks better than Satanic here. You just want to be able to, like, the biggest issue in this game is Razor. Does Satanic help you deal with Razor? Not really. Daedalus does. Throw the bug on him and just start shredding him. Like, he's not going to really be able to link you. He wants to run in, link, and double Eye Storm your other cores. So you just need to make yourself a bigger threat. Remove his ability to just run in with no armor item yet. SMD pushing the issue, 30 seconds with Aegis
what
still.
is KBU's response to the Scourge McDuck Weaver? He gives up his life. He's like, that's fine. Aegis was going to expire soon anyway. Realm gets in there, immediately dismembered, but he does get off the double eye of the storm.
Eye of the
Jeez, look at
storms.
Shaggy just getting wrecked. No HP whatsoever, no armor. Same's here for Lil Nick, and Scourge McDuck just couldn't focus him down. Not this time around, not with all these teammates around.
Man, they just are not. I mean, they're trying to focus Razor, but like in a weird way, right? Scourge was not hitting him at all. He was taking down the Visage. If Scourge is not hitting the Razor, you're never killing him. None of the other heroes will do anything, with a Grave especially. Very awkward team fight. Gonna cost them more momentum here. I mean, they are up 12k, but they are just not respecting the Eye of the Storms. Like, it evaporates Pudge. This is the downside of this matchup. I don't care if you have a Lotus Orb or not. You are getting disintegrated, my friend.
Yeah, because it's not just the double Eye of the Storms, it's also the Visage Familiars and Visage himself. We're also applying armor corruption. So, you know, he thinks he has, 20 plus armor, but it goes down to nothing very quickly.
He is not a hero in these fights. I mean, maybe he even just has to wait. Like, I don't even think him going in first is good. I think you have to let the fight develop and then come in the backside. I mean, that's awkward for Pudge to do, though.
Oh, no. I mean, he
This
doesn't
looks
have
like a
BKB,
repeat.
but even if he did, what is going on? Like, Realm, he's so
Yeah,
strong
I
in
don't
these
know.
team fights, but he is not respecting the pickoff power whatsoever.
Scourge McDuck just has his number, man.
Guess
This is the same thing that happened last time, right? You win the fight with Double Storm, then you take your foot off the gas a little bit. SMD finds you, gets the solo kill, sets you back even farther. Whew. Now this Weaver's almost 25. Now you got a big problem. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see what talent he takes, but I would not be surprised to see the +1 Geminate.
Yeah, I think so too. I think just going for the burst is probably the best play. And not even just for the Razor's sake, right? But also like blowing up the Dazzle right away. You know, you get a Shikuchi, you spot him.
Yeah, you'll one
boom,
shot
boom,
him. He will literally get one shot off the Geminate, so does take it. He's at a crazy power spike now. Bro, I would just go Divine, man. Finish the job.
That's that is a build. I'm down with it if they get the next Roshan, which is gonna potential spawn time start in 35 minutes or 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Hope it's not at 35 minutes. Octarine
That would be a
on
slow
Lil Nick.
Roche.
Yeah, considering how important Roshan is nowadays, we'd easily have over hour-long games if that was the case.
Yeah. Little Nick is getting tankier. He's up to 3,000 HP now with the level 20 talent plus Octarine. Also got the Blast Rig online, trying to get any armor he can to live a little longer through the storms.
Is it ever worth it? I never see anybody go spell lifesteal on Death Prophet. Is it just not worth it?
It's probably just not. Probably just doesn't help you that much in burst scenarios, I think. Spell lifesteal tends to be good over the long run. I don't think it's that good in burst outside of like a track or something.
Sure.
Because this hero doesn't actually do that much like spell damage in a short interval. He kind of just does it over the fight. I mean, I wouldn't even mind just some like casual ghosts up there even.
Yeah, that would actually probably help out a lot. Despite the pickoff on Jubei, the cut, they still make a
Okay.
move and make a big one. They
You're
pick
gone.
off MMR Tourist and set themselves up for controlling the Roshan pit because it could be up right now. It's not actually going to be. It's got an hour. I can't see these time increments correctly. 1 minute and 45 seconds left, so it's a later one, but you know, it could be. And so it's important to control the pit nonetheless.
Well, it's pretty much going to come down to this Realm get another free fight here. Now he has this level 20 talent, which buffs up the Eye of the Storms even more. So if he does get in there with double Eye of the Storm and he just starts going to town, he might be able to carry the fight still. They have to win this next one. Otherwise, I think it gets a little too far away.
Yeah. All right, well, they start making the move here. KBU, that is. You can see B-God drawing a line over there saying, hey, we want to be over there, guys. Don't give up your ward. But they did. It's too late. Nobody was in position to protect it.
Yeah, very awkward. They kind of just gave up the Roche control here. KBU still have this really good high ground ward. Getting killed now. That was close.
Yeah, KBU, you... couple more seconds there, KBU would have swarmed in on that move real quickly.
Looking at Nick.
All right, they can get Nick, but not going to be able to. Hook misses either way. Cut is able to reset. Now, that was one Eye of the Storm, did not use the BKB or the Refresher, so there's still plenty left in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, 40 seconds, it'll be back up. Potentially does give a small opening here if you want to just super aggressively smoke. You think he can't win the fight without both? Which I think is a reasonable proposition. And the Cut agree they're just going to smoke here. This has to be very fast, though. This is a short cooldown ultimate. You have 20 seconds left. You going to make the move or not?
Checking out for the power runes. They're trying to bait it. Maybe
Might
they
be successful.
still will bait something. It's going to be KBU. Jumps off it.
Good
What a
hook.
shot into the back line. They immediately catch the Dazzle. Dazzle's gone. He does have a buyback, though. Be gone. He's going to be caught by the puck. It's blown up pretty quickly. Look at that rebound. Warden's able to jump himself away. Meanwhile, Realm,
coil
all
snap.
important. He gets off his double Eye of the Storm, and he's on top of Nick. Nick is dead. If he can catch up to anybody else, he'll feel good about it. Hits a plasma field. The Shiva's trying to catch up to B-God. Eye Annihilate will spot him, and now that is a dead
It's a
squirrel
dieback.
roadkill right in the middle of the road.
100 seconds. No one's stopping this Razor, man. He's out of
Nope.
control. Actually out of control. It does not seem like Scourge McDuck can commit to the fight. I don't know if he should be as wary as he is. Like, the puck went on the Hoodwink, basically killed him from full. Hoodwink comes back, just dies again. Little Nick got the coil snap. That was very sad for him. He just died without basically getting anything off, including BKB, I think. At least for the majority of his HP. So that is the big fight that KBU needed to win here. Now they have a refresher shard in ages for this Razor. I mean, now you're pushing late game Razor territory where he benefits from these Roshan items more than almost any other hero. It's terrifying, man. They still don't have an answer for him.
Scourge McDuck did take a tier 2 while Roshan was going down. But yeah, it really is coming to question of whether or not this Weaver can contest the Razor at all. In that last fight, I mean, it started off with the Dazzle dead. I thought that was a great opportunity, but apparently not.
Oh, these fights are just weird. Like, you kill the KBU supports, but they can buy back, or they're not even necessarily that important. It's just all about Razor being able to go in and shred people, which he's been able to do. There's no disjoint on him between his targets happening, which is what they need saves. I mean, they do have the shard on Pudge, so there's something. Maybe, I mean, they need like 4 stabs. Something else. Yeah, Lil Nick picks up one of his own. So now he has Flicker 4 stab. You just need some disjoint. Like, just make this Razor go in when he uses everything that he's been doing, which is instant. You just 4 staff people out and make him chase, right?
Yeah.
And then you can take the fight.
It's really interesting. Second time now, Clockwork just doesn't go 4 staff. I mean, far beyond me to criticize Jube, because this is definitely one of the heroes that he is most comfortable on. I felt like this is the kind of game where 4 staff is a gimme.
And I gotta maybe understand they don't want to do it into the coil. It's awkward, but even then, like, I think it's still good, because the problem is, okay, you want to let the guy sit there under coil and get shredded? I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to be dead 100% if you don't break the coil. So if you do break it, then you can maybe double force someone. Like here, Shaggy.
Lotus Orb turns around, pops a BKB, quick dismember onto the
bushwhack.
Mercy, and they blow her up. Beautiful bushwhack from B-God protects the Shagster, and now Nick is looking for blood here, but he's got to be a bit careful. There is still danger of that Razor lurking somewhere. Jube goes in. Another nice hook shot, catching the Dazzle again. Up dieback. A hook that doesn't quite land. They do have the Clockwork Dead, but all eyes on Realm now. Can he fight through this? He's got the Aegis, and it looks like he's going to save his Refresher for his second life. Is he going to swap in the Refresher Shard? He can go all in for this one. He immediately gets Cogs pushed, though.
Got stunned.
And dismembered. He's not going to be able to get off any of these spells.
Oh my god. The
Cheese
cog
goes off for
pushback.
sunlight, but it will not keep him alive. He goes into stone form too, but with the Razor gone, the team fight is just over.
Radiant's bottom tower
Indecision, man. Indecision, like... I mean, if you want to go in there with Razor, just double Eye of the Storm and commit, you know? Instead, he links Weaver, which is fine, and then he commits the single ult. But then he chooses to hold the Refresher, and then...
are fortified.
It's just awkward, right? Because you're not outputting the same level of damage. You're just not shredding the heroes like you were.
Yeah.
Then you come back up and... I mean, then you have to refresh for the first round and use the Refresher Shard again. It's just very awkward, so... Very weird fight for KBU. They're just getting caught out on the supports as well. Dazzler gets caught. The Marcy dies instantly at the start. Maybe Realm didn't even want to take that fight. He just gets baited into it. The cut. Finding the openings. Good jumps. Good backline jump.
Dire's top barracks
And Scourge McDuck finally gets the man up.
And Jube twice now has caught the Dazzle first in this engagement. Jen's got to find a way to hide himself a little bit better because I feel like triple Eye of the Storm with a Shallow Grave on Razor. That's going to decimate the cut. I don't know, you know, maybe they'll be able to win the fight really long and drawn out, but they're going to definitely lose some heroes to that triple Eye of the Storm.
has fallen.
You'd have to expect so. That's what I'm saying. That fight was awkward because he could have just committed triple I, but his supports are dead. So I can understand not even wanting to be in that fight.
Yeah.
That's where you just like go behind your strength, take a normal engagement. Now he has Butterfly and a Trickster Cloak, so now he has 48% evasion, kind of out of nowhere.
Our scans.
Pretty
Big change.
interesting. Yeah, no MKB on this Weaver, not even close, so pretty interesting itemization here. He's going to do a lot more damage and be a lot tankier during these BKBs.
Yeah, he's gonna. The Weaver's going back for Gleipnir, which he's got flying out to him now. He can get the MKB pretty quickly if this game just stalls for a bit. I mean, he still has 3,800 gold in the bank. So it does feel like there is this, they may not know it, but there is a short window here for KBU where they could really take a nice team fight around this Razor.
He definitely can. If he gets all his spells off, he's still a monster. Double damage for SMD. Shaggy was hooking it up the river. Actually missed one of them, but you know, sometimes those non-moving runes are pretty hard to hit.
And, you know, he's seeing things. Jumping
Yeah,
everywhere.
SMD just running into him. Still has DD here for like 20.
Oh, he's going to show himself. Can they get the Marcy initiation, the rebounds done before the BKB? Does the hook land? It doesn't. A lot of poking and prodding. Both teams trying to find an opening, a weakness in the armor of the other.
Make the call, just go to base, force them back. Don't play some weird river game. Remember, they have Hex on this Death Prophet now. So they can also potentially jump the Razor and just try and burst him. Maybe Grave comes out, but he doesn't have Satanic or anything, so the Grave isn't that valuable for him if he's the one who gets his HP destroyed first.
Yeah. And that's where it's really important for the Marcy to get the right kind of initiation off the rebound. Or maybe for MMR Tourist to put himself on the front line to make himself a target somehow.
I mean, use buybacks if you have them like that. That's amazing for you as well. It'll just stall and open up the fight more for the Razor. But it's still all about this Razor. He is the centerpiece.
Well, the Cuts sure do seem to like their games going late.
I'm telling you, it's the Shaggy power-up.
Well, I got another minute for potential Roshan time. KBU's moving out now. MKB is on the build for the Weaver. Now, it'd be very interesting if he chooses to buy out for that MKB, because it could be the right play. Like, if you kill the Razor fast enough, it might be worth it giving up your buyback for that damage, or it could be the fatal mistake.
I mean, your options are MKB, like Bloodthorn, right? Which he hasn't even built into, so kind of has to go to MKB here. I feel like you do kind of want to buy out for it. Like, not going it can also cost you the game.
Oh, hey, Shaggy did go the shard. Not sure if either one of us noticed that yet.
Yeah,
and
I mentioned
he's
it,
going.
but he hasn't used it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, he's also going Wind Waker as well, so double saves. Apparently, he's figured out a new role in these team fights. It's no longer just run in and die in the first 5 seconds. Now he's going to be trying to save people.
He might die instead. You eat someone, and then all those Eye of the Storms go to you.
Yeah.
Gotta be a little careful. I mean, he's only sitting on 20 armor. Like, he will get obliterated if it's just him. And SMD does buy out for MKB. So no buyback for 400 gold here.
That's very, very close, KBU.
Yeah, they're going for him too.
Right now and catch him. They hit him with the rebound. They hit him with the coil.
Oh my lord!
From Shaggy, tries to go for the December and he gets it. Oh, what a hook shot in a 3-man Cogs. They're gonna pop out Scourge McDuck. Now back up to full house. Starts laying into Realm with the double Eye of the Storm. He's got the Shallow Grave going out, but he gets caught by the hook. He pops another round of the Refresher.
Doesn't have
another
mana.
round of BKB, but he doesn't have the mana to support all of this. The Eye of the Storms are going, but Scourge McDuck's damage is too great. Meanwhile, they are winning the other side of fight, even without their carry. They turn around, throw out the shard. They do actually stun up Scourge McDuck again. He's got a Lotus Orb. He's dead. Pull back in. Shaggy. What a bushwhack play. That's going to be able to kill the Dazzle. Maybe catch Arc Warden. No. Warden survives as he hits another dispose. So many of those rebounds that were just perfectly landed.
Insanely clutch. I mean, goddamn, we were talking about this Razor the whole time, but his team has slowly been climbing the charts, and suddenly this Puck and Visage is just carrying the fight. I mean, we are in late game Puck territory. Octarine, Strength Link, Lincolns. Timeless Relic on top. Yeah, your orb travels a little slower, but the pain doesn't. You gotta find the Dazzle at least.
Hey, you gotta respect the beat. He's gonna play the Hoodwink like a Skywrath Mage, you know, as much burst damage, pick off as possible. And watch that beautiful save from Shaggy there, blinking in BKB, saving the Scourge
That
McDuck.
was absolutely huge. He was dead for sure.
Yeah.
This is the only reason this fight even was close.
And that
Gets a great
Conks
swarm
looks
off.
so good. It was a 3-man Conks, but it looks like because they split off in 2 different directions, they're so focused on killing Realm that the rest of the team got diced up.
Like, little Nick tries to go back in here, but the single target burst is significant now. This Puck is doing a lot. Late game Puck territory. I was surprised SMD just dies here. That stun lasts so long.
Yeah. And Marcy's still fair and balanced here.
Yeah, 2.8 seconds with the talent. Nasty stuff. I mean, he has Basher too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite the talent. 0.7 rebound stun duration on an AoE stun. That sounds a little high.
Yeah, he also there's also a cooldown for it too, so you get it reduced on cooldown to 8 seconds. Then you get the duration buffed. You also get the rebound cast range. Yeah, this is a little busted to be honest. The more I'm thinking about it, you get cast range, cooldown, and duration all for the same spell through the talent tree.
Yeah.
What the heck? That doesn't make sense on an AoE stun jump. All right, Marcy's still doing Marcy things. Nothing new here. Almost level 25 now, where she can get sidekick spell immunity. One of my favorite talents in the game.
It's fine. Just wait till 7-3-3 and then she'll be balanced.
One of these days, the dream. I'm not biased at all, though. We also have a Revenant's Brooch on Puck.
You really taking that
cool.
refresher shard away from the Razor? Or is he holding
an
on to it
Abyssal.
to give to the Razor after he uses the cheese?
No, he's taking. I mean, to be honest, like, They might not need the triple Eye of the Storm. They just need to land stuns. They have a Hex on Visage. They have an Abyssal on this Marcy. If he double Abyssals or double rebounds the Weaver, that's what kills him, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Triple Eye of the Storm compared to double doesn't matter anymore. And I kind of agree with it. Like, Puck will even clean up the fight, man. Puck might right-click harder than his Razor.
Well, yeah, actually, maybe with the Revenant's Brooch, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
has fallen.
stacking up for sure. The Satanic can be completed for Realm, which between the cheese and all these extra stuns, it does add another wrinkle to the game plan for the cut. It may not be so easy to burst down the Razor as they did last time. And they have to worry about this initiation with all these stuns coming in.
Yeah, we have a lot of level 25s. The other big one, I think, is this Hoodwink. His level 25 talents are very good, and Bushwhack radius is pretty significant here. You end up catching an extra hero or two in these late game fights. It's a huge difference. Probably their biggest stun.
Jube's already landing 3-man cogs, so
Yeah,
Radiant's
wrap him
middle
up.
tower is under attack.
speaking of Jube, he's also trying to get some more lockdown. Scythe of Ice soon for him.
That was a bold itemization. See if he gets to it here.
Do you agree? I feel like because he went the shard, I'm not sure if Shaggy should go the dismember damage. I say
Shaggy? Eating his
it's gonna
Weaver.
be enough though. He may be giving up his own life. The Weaver's gonna pop out now. Pop the Satanic, heal back up the full, but it gets Abyssal
got
Bladed.
stunned.
A refresher.
Stunned
He
again.
might be able to get the stuns. Oh no! Scourge Duck gets off the time blast, but it didn't matter. He evaporated in an instant under the power of a Razor that had 187 bonus damage plus another 129 bonus damage from the
Nick.
double static links.
Lil dead.
Yeah. Oh man, 4 heroes dead. All of them do have buyback.
Oh, this game is just turned completely, man. These fights feel hopeless. Didn't even use the refresher shard on Marcy. Just the stuns were enough with Abyssal and these hexes. And SMD just can't hit people.
Really can't.
And if
I
he
don't
can't
think
hit
they can-
people, they can't win the fight. That's how
Yeah.
it feels.
Well, they certainly can't have SMD. This whole play of him being initiated on and then saved by Dismember, we've seen it twice now, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, because they just go on your pudge, and like he can't ever get away, so you end up having to take the fight anyway.
Yeah.
Warden's just... I mean, Warden has scaled insane in this game, too. Like, his hero's bonkers in the late game.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, the Weaver got stunned up for so long.
Yeah, you just get Abyssal, then you get, like, Insta-Bash from the Unleash. Then he's BKBing one of his cores randomly. He's gonna mess something up. This hero's a nightmare to play against in the late game. You're super tanky as well. He's got 3,400 HP with 30 armor.
All right, well, KBU, they're rushing through buildings as quick as possible because if they can do this fast enough, they can threaten Megas and force a buyback maybe out of Lil Nick. We've still got 12 seconds
It's gonna be
left.
close.
It is going to be close. 4 up. Nice
Nice
hook
hook.
back from Shaggy. He blinks backwards, though. He was afraid of taking that fight against Realm, understandably so. But it is enough. It's enough to be able to force KBU back. Jube's in.
Oh,
He is in way too deep, perhaps. Shaggy goes in off of that one. BKB immediately jumping onto Realm.
Got
They
the
get
bushwhack.
static link, the bushwhack off of that. The Shallow Grave to be able to bail out Razor. He has the Satanic. He's healing up. He's healing
stun.
up. He's back to full. Buybacks coming out now from the cut, but they have been shattered by that last engagement, and I have to wonder how they're going to be able to take the second part now. I guess Realm wants to be able to wait for his next round of spells. 30 seconds for Refresher and Eye of the Storm to come up.
too many problems, man. There's too many problems to deal with. They're trying to focus Razor because he's been the biggest problem the whole game. Suddenly this Marcy is just soloing your Weaver with the minus armor stacks on top. Oh lord, dude. This late game lineup is absolutely nasty. Cut just didn't scale into it hard enough.
No, they didn't. They, once upon a time, I mean, 25 minutes in, 75% win rate. 41 minutes in, 75% win rate for the cut. But couldn't hold it down, couldn't lock it down. Now KBU, they're the ones Feeling very, very good. It just comes down to one last team fight to finally
double
break
damage.
the cut. Jetpack
Rune of
spots
Destiny.
Jubei. They were trying to find the initiation, but KBU, they're going to be the ones who jump first. They get the initiation, the Abyssal Blade on a Scourge McDuck. He's got a double damage though. Realm is being diced up. Scourge, he fights him, but so much damage is coming out. He's overwhelmed by the Eye of the Storm. The Shallow Grave makes sure that Realm survives through it all, and that is a total wipe. GG called, and KBU will take game 1 just shy of 60 minutes.
One of these games, man, I don't even know. Like, ultra late game Dota is so weird. You know what actually messed SMD up in that last fight? Because he had DD and he's manning up, and he's actually killing Razor. He gets hit by Unleash and he loses all his attack speed. And he sat there and tried to hit this Razor one more time for a Geminate, and his hero just couldn't do it, man. He couldn't do it.